Today, we are here with the Kim Collective podcast. I am Kim, and this is Kimberly, and we are joined by Otto. And parents, if you are having a hard time understanding your children, then this podcast is for you.
Otto Siegel is a nationally recognized genius coach and founder of Genius Coaching in Scottsdale, Arizona. For more than 20 years, he's helped bright, sensitive young people turn anxiety, boredom, and learning struggles into confidence, clarity, and momentum. And today, we're going to hear at least 3 of his top tips on how we can help parents in the new age.
Thank you for this beautiful introduction. I'm happy to do that because my passion is to bring out the best in people of any age, between 7 and 77.
Nice.
Because there's always a hidden treasure in everybody. When this is explored, all the symptoms and ailments like ADHD, OCD, anxiety disorder diminish and eventually go away.
We talk often about ADHD.
We do.
We do. So Kim and I both run tutoring agencies. We were both parents. We both have kids that have different learning plans for different reasons. And so we were looking at some of the pillars of parenting in the new age, and we identified a few that we think are most resonate with parents that might be listening. When we're trying to select a tutor for our families, it's a very careful, deliberate process. Yeah. We're looking at personality match in addition to all the basics, the logistics, the resume, those sorts of things. So your number one pillar is connection first, correction second. And that really resonates with us. Could you expand on that a little bit?
Absolutely. First of all, congratulations on the work you do. It is so important to match the human side of the learning and the technical side. And you do that brilliantly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The point is, if I'm not connected with a person, I cannot learn, especially if I'm highly brilliant and sensitive. Because there's no emotional attunement going on, my channels don't open. I see this over and over again, especially if the kids, you should have good grades. You should be a straight A student. Why am I not here on the honor roll? Because my emotional facilities are closed. And that's why we watched that first, how to make connection even. Not as my child, from a parent point, as a human being with an own life that is not just a copy of the parents or a combination of their chromosomes. There's much more to that. And to figure out what these unique characteristics are of this child is the key to make them open up again and be trusting and feel safe. And that's when learning really happens. And then with gifted kids, of course, it happens exponentially and quick. Got the most important pragmatic definition of intelligence for me is quick learning. I love that. Of something they are passionate about and interested in. If I love to play piano, why would I take tennis lessons?
So often because the parent took tennis lessons and they want you to.
The kid plays along because he wants to not disappoint the parents and be nice, right. But after a few years, it backfires badly.
Yeah.
This resentment builds up, first unspoken with a smile in their face, and then becomes more dramatic. And that's where we come in to say, okay, wait a minute. You are the CEO, the Chief Education Officer. Nobody else is. Don't blame it on schools. Don't blame it on any organization. You know this child from day one. Nobody else does. That's a competitive advantage when it comes to opening facilities and encourage this kid to learn again. That's why connection first. And then afterwards, if you have a connection established, there's a flow going on with learning, then it can correct the details, of course. But that's definitely late in the game.
How do you see this manifesting in around middle school when they start developing a stronger sense of self and independence with a child who hasn't felt, they really haven't felt, I guess, seen and heard, right?
What a brilliant question. That's the most sensitive transition in their lives. All of a sudden, they're supposed to ask these deeper questions. I asked them right away, why were you born? I don't know. And then the parent, of course, is present in the room because I only coach children and parent together. I'm into long-term results, not a quick fix, because there's nothing to fix, nothing's broken. And then when they come around, they're thankful for these deeper questions. What is your purpose in life? They're not too young for these questions. That's what puberty is, the core and this essence of that. Figure out who I am in all this learning cycle going on around me, which means coming back from the outside world for years or decades back to the inside world and make it a balance. That's a broad stroke, of course, but there's some granularity to that, how to do that. First of all, we play a lot.
I see that consistently on your Instagram page.
Yes.
That's also one of your pillars is playing and how that that opens up learning. That's really the key to learning.
Yes.
And that's certainly not how institutional schooling and learning is set up.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah.
I learned it the hard way. It took me 40 years to figure it out. But in simple terms, playing is the first language we speak before we learn English. We learn so many skills right through play, making connection, building trust, all kinds of objects that makes us curious, develop curiosity. The list goes on and on and on. I can talk about playing for an hour. Based on that, the academic learning begins. If that's now foundation, we need to make the foundation stronger. That's why I walk into my waiting room, there's a shelf full of toys. Pick the one that you're pleased with. That tells me a little about the child. What kind of toy does he or she pick?
Oh, I love that.
And then we take it from there.
Yeah.
And instead of facing me, looking me in the eye, the stranger speaks with a German accent, how scary. So we rather sit next to each other, parallel. I take a toy, she picks a toy, then we just play. All of a sudden you can see she looks over, what does he play with?
Right. I love that.
That's how we build trust.
Yeah. And we see that a lot, like with our online sessions. We have a very interactive kind of play-based platform. But it's amazing to have a direct insight into tutoring. My little guy, who is now going to be 9, has been tutoring since before he was 5, and his tutor is in her mid-60s. And it's amazing to see the two of them come together and get excited about the same things and have just that exploration and that playfulness. And the moment she comes in and she kind of brings that similar energy, even if he's having a bad day, you kind of see the stress come down. He immediately decides to open up to her. And it's really important, I feel like, in building that relationship. So I love that you're calling this out.
What a beautiful example. This human warmth speeds up learning like nothing else. Cannot blame it on computers or the most sophisticated software. If I'm not emotionally open, I'm not even interested.
Right.
So this opening that the tutor creates with him, priceless.
And it wouldn't work, I'm sure, if she just sat down and said, okay, let's log into our devices and, click the square over there. That's going to be our first lesson. Even though it's gamified, even though it's playful, even though he already likes her, in that moment, you can't just come at him with academics, right?
Right. You have to build that relationship and that trust first. And I think that's the key. I think sometimes we get parents and they're so ready to get going. And I explain to them, there's a process. We have to get warmed up to that child. We need to get to know them. You've explained them to me and you know them very well, but they're an individual themselves. And those two individuals have to come together and build that relationship.
And this individuality or uniqueness, that's what I call genius. Biography of 90 geniuses before I named my company like that. And that got stuck with Einstein. He said there's a true genius in everyone. I'm a biologist by nature, so I know DNA, I know genetics. I'm sure one section of the chromosomes has to do with our gifts. Otherwise, Mother Nature would be very stupid. And I can see that. To find what that is and to realize, to express, is the ultimate goal of any education in the world. Because that brings out brilliance, that makes you happy. You love what you do. You get trained by yourself from the inside out, intrinsically motivated. And then you become an expert and make tons of money.
We'll include a summary, first of all of the pillars that you have, but also a link to your Genius quiz that you have your students take and the parents can take. It really is. There's so much more that we just can't get into all of it with Otto, but it is, because this really doesn't feel like coaching. It's I don't know, discovering an evolution, and like you were saying, like tapping into the genius, the inner genius. And you do this coaching with the parent and the child.
And guess what?
What?
Sometimes the child plays on the floor or draws on the wall. I coach only the parent.
Oh, wow.
Because if they don't change, nothing will change.
Right.
Yeah.
And I educate them. By the time we're done with our 12 sessions, you want to be a parent coach. I promote you.
Oh, I love that.
Because normal parenting, traditional parenting, doesn't cut it anymore. This is the first generation ever in human history growing up with iPads. From day one. Instead of a pacifier almost. So their brains are wired completely different. They're not comparable to our brains. And I learned from them how to talk to them because they speak different.
They do. I mean, just how they connect socially is so different. I say that about my kids. I'm like, don't you want to go to the mall or go to the movies or get together? I mean, the amount of non-face-to-face interaction that they prefer. But it's funny when they finally will step out of the home and start interacting with each other. You see that battery recharge, but they're very, very hesitant to have that face-to-face connection with their friends.
And that's why strong parental guidance is necessary to do that. Encouragement, not telling them what to do. Encouragement. I talk about behavior modeling. Walk the talk. Okay, show that you are insecure in social settings. That might be the case because you're an introvert. Nothing is wrong with that.
Right.
But don't pretend to have a role as a father or mother to prepare this child for society, whatever that image is. It's just outdated like Windows 97.
I don't even understand the reference. It's before my time. That leads us, I think, pretty well into model what you see as your pillar number 4. So you said it just now. Your children are following your actions, not your instructions.
That's right.
Yeah. So you can't tell them what to do. They're seeing what you're doing all the time.
And then they tell you what you want to hear. And that's when it becomes tricky because they're so smart. Okay, they figure it out what mom wants to hear, what dad wants to hear. I just coached a young man, 13 years old, in a split situation. So 2 families. They're separate. They're separate, very amicable 7 years ago. He is used to that. And we coached for a long time how to see this separation as a bigger environment. And he embraced that. But now they come back, they're helpless with him because dad freaks out all the time. I said, okay, and you complain about his freak out. Where did he learn from? And how did that happen? And then God started blushing. So now we need to do parent training, severe parent training, to erase the old program in him, which is very strong, and he's a strong personality. So replace it with something better. And that's where these pillars come in. So we have structure that and these pillars support it. Now you can choose your pillar, where you go, but there's a solid foundation for every individual move. They need to translate how to connect with them. I cannot do that for them. Just need to know connection before correction. They need to hammer that into their brains. And then they learn for their own case study, they learn from. Not from books, not from podcasts, but from their own situation every day.
There are infinite self-help books and podcasts. Yeah. And you might nod and go, yeah, that's me. That's completely my child. I'm going to go home and try that technique. But in the situation, it never matches exactly what you learned.
And it's always more than one thing.
Right.
It's not cause and effect.
Right.
It's not so simple. We're multidimensional human beings. Everybody is. So the child is no different. But I told him, be curious. Ask your son questions you never asked. Who is he as a person? So mindset shift is necessary for the father to be successful because he loves you. It's very obvious. Let's use that and not use them against you. Because otherwise you get only rebellion and response, like any other teenager in the world.
It's interesting when you were saying to ask the child who they think they are. If the child were not in the room and you said to the parent, tell me about your child, I wonder if I would describe my child differently than they would describe myself. Well, of course I would.
Absolutely.
And the only way I can ever get to know that is asking those open questions. That's right. Yeah, we put our kids in boxes and like you said, like replicates of our DNA.
Brilliant point to make here, Kim, because open-ended question is the key. So you give them a chance to breathe and to feel this question opens him literally to come up, what is my answer? Especially if you ask the same question to mom and dad, you get 3 different answers for sure. And you better be that way because he has different aspects of who he is that actually helps him to figure it out who he really is in his heart and soul. That's where his genius is.
What is your genius? Your genius is finding genius in others?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is so cool.
I know, it is.
I love that.
So I'm just going to say now, I am just going to forsake my own identity and I'm going to try to become Otto. I want to find other people's genius. That's so much more exciting, I think, than finding who I am. Yeah.
That's required to be a genius.
Well, and I think like with our whole matching process, I mean, that's what we really try to accomplish when we're matching tutors with students. Unfortunately with little ones, like most of the conversation is with the parent. So what we learn about that student is the parent's perspective. Right. But in the same respect, I always explain to the parents, once we get those 2 individuals together, they may or may not mesh well. I feel like I have about a 95% success rate of matching the right humans together, which, it's rare that we have to do a rematch, but it's so incredibly important to me that if that mom is not seeing their child like be comfortable and loose with that tutor and start to enjoy those sessions and make those connections, then it's important for us that we swap out the tutor, and I tell them all the time, myself, my tutors, we're not going to be offended if you come to us and say this is not a good fit because I want your child to have the best experience. And at the end of the day, we won't truly know if it's a good match until we put those 2 individuals together. And so I think it's kind of like being able to unpack what that genius is of that kiddo and how do we take the genius that we have in that tutor and put those 2 individuals together in a good relationship.
That's really well said.
Yeah. That is absolutely beautiful. I don't know anybody in the tutoring business who does that. This is phenomenal.
Thank you.
Diligence you have and this not only view, this feeling, this intuition for the child and the parent at that time to add value to the whole family situation by doing that. And that is huge. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's why when I met you, I'm like, wow, there's there is definitely an affinity here. Like we're going about things differently, but it's very comprehensive. Yeah. And some parents may call us thinking that they need a tutor to fix their kids' academics. And maybe that's really not what they need. The academics will be quote unquote fixed when they're able to repair their relationship and understand one another.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
And that's outside of our lane. So we have referrals to Otto.
Well, thank you.
Do you want to ask one of the others?
Yeah, I mean, I know we kind of touched on this, but if you could kind of get a little bit deeper into like the play is learning strategy. I know you said that you kind of get in, you guys start, really playing, and that's what really opens them up. But if you could elaborate a little bit on that and how you feel like that helps you unpack who that individual is.
And maybe how parents can do that.
Yeah.
See, it gets me smiling my face right away. My favorite topic to do, because it breaks all the barriers you can imagine. Just sit down and play, okay? Throw balls back and forth, okay? Toss balls. I do one when they come in. I throw a big softball in their face. That's my anxiety test. Because if you're scared, you would freak out. But if they laugh and smile, we're in good shape.
Oh, I love that.
Okay? So I repurpose every single game. Just exchanging balls, throwing a softball back and forth, okay? You need to focus on each other.
Yeah.
You need to be in tune with the other body. You need to flow with each other. The brains get in sync.
Yeah.
We teach very profound things with simple games. And I translate the purpose, what I do right now, for the parents. That's why we do it. And that's why you can do it as well.
Yeah.
No side effects, no cost, no nothing. But you need to know your intention, why I do this. I connect with my child. I connect with my child in the first language we all speak.
Play.
And from there can create a ton of games and play situations that feed their purpose. But if that's established, then the conversation immediately gets deeper because now we have trust.
Yeah.
And that's a whole different conversation.
I love that.
So parents frequently give me the comment, "Oh, I didn't know. He never asked me that question." I said, okay, do you want me to? Do you want him to?
Yeah.
That's where we need to go. Okay, so the interaction with the other one. Play is an icebreaker. Play is for aggressive outburst. One play I do is called genius boxing. You stand opposite of each other, hold each other's hand like this, then you start talking in the rhythm but slow. I like to talk to you.
I want to try this.
Here we go.
Okay, so we're like this.
Yeah.
So I like to talk to you. And really I'm thinking, I do not like to talk to you, right?
Now she responds back.
Oh, okay.
You respond back.
I like to talk to you.
Slow. Each single syllable.
I like to talk to you.
Keep going.
I like to talk to you.
You're too close to each other.
Should we be fighting by now?
No, you can simplify it. This is so weird.
It is kind of weird, right? Yeah.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but that comes up a lot. It encourages them to express emotions, the parents and the child. How rare is that? Okay, instead of 5 hours of coaching, it's 10 minutes genius boxing.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So you see where we're going with this?
So that falls into the play category.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
it
a
is.
silly thing. And I can imagine that if, the point that they're coming into you, they're probably not going to laugh at each other when they go home.
No.
So they're probably like not speaking to one another. I would imagine that's pretty common. I've got 2 teens. It happens sometimes. So one of them might go, this is stupid. I don't want to do this anymore. Right?
Then the other one might say, I liked it because I'm so different.
Right.
You take a stand. The other person not liking it, I don't care.
Right.
I had fun. Did you see? I saw you smile. How did that come along? Okay, give him observations because there's so much not in touch with their playfulness.
Yeah.
Because playfulness is innate. You cannot debate it. It's in every human being. Even in war zones, kids play to cope with the stress and the death around them. So it's one of the it's one of the 7 fundamental instincts we have is play. So not for survival only, but as a baseline for communication, just in early childhood, because before you talk, you play.
Yeah.
And then more and more adds. You learn this thing of escalating knowledge and feeling and emotion. Everything comes through play. So Stuart Brown is my hero. He wrote this book, Play. And he started the Institute for Play, non-for-profit. Every researcher want to hear about play, Stuart Brown. To this genius thing again, because everybody's unique. I didn't know about my genius I was a teacher, but I had one hobby. Whenever I took over a new class at the beginning of the school year, I made it a point for me to figure out who are the smart ones. They all have ADHD. They stare out of the window. They're bored out of their mind.
Yeah.
They're sometimes suicidal. and they talk all the time, and entertaining as a class clown. Those are the 5. These big kids are called out after class and said, so what are you doing? What do you feel? Do you want to know? Yeah, I want to know. Before you know it, had a Saturday class going on for bright and gifted kids with learning difficulties. And that was the birthplace of my genius coaching. Because I thought, oh my gosh, every class, almost half the class is like that.
Yeah.
My gosh, they're bored out of their mind. And boredom is one of the biggest tortures for the brain, especially if the brain is smart. You hold me back all the time. I'm a racehorse.
Yeah.
You hold me back all the time. What do you expect from me? Okay. No matter what you do, I will answer with anger or explosion or denial or whatever. But that's just me being a racehorse. That's why figuring out the uniqueness of each child and young adult as well is absolutely crucial for happiness in life. Otherwise, it's just cliches.
Yeah.
And people do this along the way. Then they have a family, they have kids, and then they reach their 40s or 50s and say, hey, wait a minute, where am I in that game? Okay, I still didn't live my genius all the way. Mm-hmm. I made money, I made ends meet, and this deserves a lot of credit, of course. I educated my children to very decent human beings, but how about me? I call it midlife crisis.
I'm assuming that's why there's a lot of adults that are not, they're just kind of going through life. They're not necessarily fulfilled and satisfied with what they're doing. I spent a long time in a career that, I was good at and I had success, but it was like, man, it's boring me to tears. Like I'm sitting in a cubicle in a big office space. I was in human resources, employee relations for a long time. And there was aspects of it that I loved. But the piece that I really loved was the human connection and being able to feel like I could let that person leave whatever I was supporting them with in a better place. And I just realized I wanted something more fulfilling, and I just couldn't be in a box anymore. And, moving into a tutoring business was huge for me. And I'll give one more example, but my oldest son, in high school, he was doing track and he was doing football. And I think he felt like we wanted him to keep doing football, even though we had also encouraged him to do track, but track became his like main passion. He absolutely fell in love with it. And it was a gut-wrenching decision to leave, football, because he had been playing for 4 or 5 years. But when he finally made that decision and they ended up winning state. But I can imagine like sometimes as parents, we have those goals for our kiddos, or we feel like we know what's best for them. And if we put them in that box, they're going to be just where we are, settling for something that is not satisfying or not what truly speaks.
I was that person. I felt resent when I was packing and unpacking a suitcase and I was doing meetings and having to push my kids aside because I couldn't hear the meeting. Like, what am I even doing? I remember thinking, oh my gosh, my kids are never going to want to work if they keep seeing this.
Wow.
We've talked a lot, I think, towards the end of our time together about, finding your path. Like, do you have any good advice for a student that is kind of approaching the end of high school? How do they not get stuck in the same rut that a lot of us got stuck in?
First, they need to know it's a treasure hunt.
I love that.
Very simple. Go back to early childhood. What do you like to play? Always ask for play history. Okay. Recently, I evaluated a young, about 8 years old. Yeah, he came and we play Lego. We use Lego a lot to answer questions. So one thing we asked, okay, what do you want to do when you grow up? Build it in Lego in 5 minutes. He started building frantically 2 boxes and just building. I'm done. I want to be an architect. I said, okay, we're done.
We have figured it out. That is easy.
In 45 minutes.
Yeah.
When you see this kind of passion, then you hear he's good in math. Okay. He likes to draw. All of this supports the architect.
Yeah.
But he built it with his own hands. Just took a picture and that's it.
Yeah.
When it's so clear. But it's not always so clear because there's too much gravel on the gold. So that's why we have a system in place, a genius profile, where we not only measure IQ. IQ is too boring. It's only logical, mathematical, and linguistic, basically.
Okay.
It was invented in 1906. It might be a little bit outdated, just a little bit. So we evaluate 12 intelligences based on Howard Gardner's work. We already offer values and needs. We test 6 learning styles instead of the conventional 3. We offer behavioral style, introvert, extrovert. And then we do 2 interviews. One is extraordinary accomplishments, moments you're proud of, because genius might be hiding between this. Mm-hmm. Okay? And growth environment. Do you need to grow? Some people need music on when they learn, some people don't. So this whole profile is a blueprint for life. In my world, everybody should have one. It would save tons of headache,
Oh.
wrong decisions,
Right.
money wasted,
Yeah.
college careers down the drain
Yep.
because nobody takes care of the future afterward. And that's why.
Relationships repaired.
Relations.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, the amount of, I would say, arguments my husband and I got over like not just like I feel like I'm stuck in this box, and it's
Yeah.
like how amazing our relationship is now that we're both kind of doing what we want to do, and our life is where it's at. So yeah, I totally see that.
Yeah. And when you get together with the girls, it's, oh my gosh, like she's like, not living up to potential. I don't understand why they don't see whatever. It's like why don't you just, that would be like this, if you summarized what so many people think about their kids is, why don't you just, I don't know, whatever, fill in the blank. Just study more, or do what I say, or clean up your clothes, go to college. Why don't you just do these things that I want you to do?
I have 3 questions on the foundation. It's foundation of my coaching. Number 1, what are you good at? Number 2, what do you like to do? Number 3, who are you? If you have answered these 3 questions, we're in good shape. But most people avoid that. They think it's too easy. I just do all day long what I'm good at. No, it needs to be hard. Okay, you need to sacrifice for your success. All these belief systems pop up. Okay, that's my coaching. So, okay, interesting to say. It's really true what you say.
Yeah.
Want to suffer every day for money in the bank account? Really?
Right.
What
right.
do you want? You tell me.
I want that.
Me too.
100%.
Me too. I love what I do. I have no time to retire.
Oh, and I can tell. It is like you. It's visceral. I can see how much you love what you do. Oh yeah.
I've completed 21,000 coaching hours, okay, so far, plus all the group stuff I did in my life. I look forward to the next one.
Oh, that's a true sign of doing what you love.
Yeah.
If you get up every day and you love what you do, that my son says it all the time. I want to find a job, Mom, where I get up and I love what I do. And I'm like,
Perfect.
I want that for you too, buddy.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Let's create it, okay?
I love it.
With him.
I love
Boost
it.
him. Yeah.
Yep. I love everything that you have to offer. We are definitely going to have to get your information out to our families, because this is something I haven't really ever met anyone that's done something like what you do, and it's an incredible value to both adults and to children.
You have created how many other genius
76.
coaches? 76.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
One is in Belarus and one is in Australia.
Oh wow!
Oh, I love that. That's so cool. Oh,
And that's got to feel amazing too, knowing that they're out there doing what you're doing in
Yeah.
Scottsdale, all over the globe.
because you can't do it all.
No.
That's really cool.
And it's contagious too. It goes way beyond positive thinking. We don't do that. We don't replace negativity with positivity. I call negativity the inner terrorist. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because some people call it negative self-talk. That's not good enough, because it sounds like my yin and my yang talking to each other, no harm, no foul. No, this guy's a parasite.
Yeah.
Okay? There are parasites in our nervous system, in our core, where the energy is created, and sucks the life out of us, because energy goes down when we go into negativity. That's just obvious. And there are a lot of people in my field that replace it with positive thinking, affirmations. I did that for a long time. It's just too weak.
Yeah.
We replace it with reality. Okay? Then you hear this message, for example, oh, you're not good enough. One example. Said, so what do you say? I said, I'm good enough. I said, that initiates the fight. Good enough, not good enough. Like a tennis game, back and forth. And nobody wins because your energy goes down.
Yeah.
And now you need to take a stand and say, no, I'm valuable.
Yeah.
Never use the same language the terrorist uses. Simple. Simple.
I love that.
Oh my gosh, Otto, we could go on all
we
day,
could.
all
We
day
could.
with you. Thank you so much
Yes.
for coming in to speak with us. I am charged. I was really looking forward to getting to speak with you, and this just validated why.
Okay.
Yes,
You're a
100%.
remarkable human being. I'm so glad that you're
Thank
out
you.
there changing parents and helping kids believe in themselves and see their true genius.
Thank you. Yeah. And thank you for this opportunity to talk to you, because you're so on the same wavelength than I am. So we spread the news together.
It's been amazing to meet you.
I like
Absolutely.
to talk to you.
I love it. I want more.
All right. Thank you very much.
you.
Thank you.